Okay, I'm going to go over how to set up a Canvas homepage. When you start your Canvas page, it will be unpublished as you see here. And so I'm going to start as if I'm doing it from scratch by first just creating a page. The page won't show up until you actually publish it, but I'll go through that process here in just a minute. So if you click on the Pages tab on the left-hand side, once that loads, you will see any pages that you've created. I've already created some pages, and normally you won't see any here. So you would just see this blue button that says plus to create a new page. So you can click that and you can create a new page. You can have as many as you want. They can be published, just up to you. You can unpublish them at any point. If you have a page like this one here that says My Course Home, you can edit it. But once you've created a page, it'll show up in this list. So when you have the page there, you can edit and you can add content just like you would in a Word document. It has the same text editor. You can add hyperlinks, you can add videos, images, links to assignments, basically anything. So once you put your content in, it all lays out there. Think of it as your course webpage. You can set it up pretty much any way you want. If you have assignments, you can put direct links to those assignments in here, which can be really helpful for students. The one thing I would caution against doing, I know a lot of people like to have a calendar format on their webpage. And if you do that in Canvas, it looks a little messy. And I'm going to do that just to show you. So let's say it was a 5-day week and we want to lay it out like it's an actual calendar. What happens is it's not necessarily going to be real clean. And Canvas web pages in general, tables are not mobile responsive. They don't resize. They don't format well. So I would say don't do it, because what happens, I'm going to show you an example. This is what things end up looking like. You see that cells resize. They're not going to be perfect. No matter what you do on any particular screen display, the different sizes is never going to look the same. So what you see on your screen is not going to be what a student sees on theirs. It's not going to be what a parent sees. If they're looking at it on a mobile device, it's going to look completely different. And I can add another layer, and I can add whatever text here and here and here. It ends up being kind of small, and I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like if we were to do that. So you save the page, you have it in here, and once you create your page, if you only have one page, you go back to view all pages, you're going to see a list like this. Now, that table on page is okay because I didn't have a lot of content, but if you put a lot of stuff in there, it gets kind of messy. So if I want this page here, My Course Home, to actually be my front page, I first have to publish it. And once it's published, I can say use it as front page. So now that's going to be my course home page. If I click on home, it's not going to be my home page until I actually publish the course. Now, if my course is already published and I'm creating the page afterwards, you will want to unpublish your course and then republish it. Because once you click publish, you'll get this option. And it's going to ask you to choose your course homepage. It'll default to course modules like you see on mine, which if you use modules can be helpful, but if you don't, it's not very user-friendly. You can use your assignments list. The downside to that is that it puts things in date order, so oldest to new. So the newest is going to be at the bottom. So now that it's April, you have to scroll quite a bit to find anything. You can do the same thing with your course activity stream, but it does the same thing. It's in date order, so the newest is always at the bottom. If you choose your course pages front page, you can do that. And in my case, it's got the one that I selected, but I could even click change to change it. If I click choose and publish, now once it saves, that's going to become my course homepage. So when I click on home, that is going to be the page. Now, like I said, the calendar format is going to look kind of like that. Here's what happens though, is when you resize pages, you can play with it in your browser by just resizing. Tables don't resize nicely. And when you have a lot of text and you have a lot of content, it gets really, really messy. So I would caution against doing that. So when you're editing your page, the way I do it, maybe it's not the best way. Kids get used to it because I've been doing it that way since the beginning of the year. I always put the newest information at the top. That way, when you go on the homepage, what you need to see for today is always at the top. So if I were adding information for tomorrow, I would start with Wednesday, April 29th, and then 1. Oops, I want to make that a standard color. 2. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And we're going to go ahead and delete that table. And so then now what happens is over time, things just get pushed down. So the newest stuff stays at the top, the oldest content goes to the bottom. So if a student needed to go back and see what they were missing, they can scroll all the way as far as you need to know, and they'll just be at the bottom. Doesn't look like a calendar, but there's a logic to it. If they miss a day, they can go back. What's nice is on the homepage for students, everything is right there front and center. And if you have assignments created in Canvas, you can directly link to those on your homepage, and I will go over that in a separate video. Thanks for watching.